Hi guys. So I'm back today with look number 3 for the Naked Smoky palette, and I'm also going to be doing my Ipsy unbagging, as well as I got my first installment of the Morphe brushes subscription. So I'm going to be using those brushes to do my face today, so it's a 3-in-1 for you, to make up for not having a video on Friday. I'm still a little nasally, but nowhere near as bad. So let's jump into this. The first item in my Ipsy Glam bag is the Rose Facial Cleansing Gel. So I use this to wash my face. Holy crap, it smells like roses, and yeah, I mean, it's in the name. Yeah, if you're sensitive to smells, you might want to avoid this product. It's from the Organic Pharmacy. It's very strong. I'm probably not going to be using it again. And not only that it had a very strong smell, but also my skin felt very, very dry immediately after I'd used it. So that was product number 1. Product number 2 from the Ipsy bag is In Transit Camera Close-Up Mask, Moisturizer, and Primer in 1 from This Works Modern Natural Beauty. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then we're going to jump in to the makeup. This stuff kind of smells like roses too. Not even kidding. Here I'm just trying out the Color Correct Concealer Palette by Ulta. I like this palette because it actually has the yellow, the green, the purple, and 2 different colors, a light and medium, of concealer. So far it's working out pretty good. Didn't mean to flip you guys off there, as always. Now I'm just gonna buff that into my skin with a dampened beauty blender, as I would with my Becca Backlight Primer. Becca Backlight Pistachio. Yeah, that's the stuff. Now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless and the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation, and I mixed those two together. They are both matte foundations, but I'm a little bit on the paler side right now, so I just mixed the two and then buffed that in using one of my e.l.f. brushes. I really like the finish it gives. Now I'm actually setting my face with the Winky Luxe that came diamond powders in the color light that came in the Ipsy bag. It says that it's a foundation powder containing genuine crushed diamonds for the ultimate coverage and glow. And guys, I'm sorry that this is not in focus. I didn't realize I wasn't in focus, but good news is I do go back into focus as soon as the eye tutorial, as soon as the eye portion starts. So you'll actually get to see that part. Then I'm just putting some bronzer on my face. I'm using the Hulu bronzer by Benefit. I absolutely love this stuff. I love the coverage, great pigmentation. Now I'm going to go in and use the Pro Blender Contour, the M437, to do my contour today. It is the first brush I'm using that I received in my first Morphe bag box. I didn't want to just do an unboxing. Everyone gets the same 4 brushes, but these are actually the first brushes that I have from Morphe. I really like this one. It is very soft. It is a sable haired brush, and then I'm actually going to go in with the M530 contour blender just to buff it out. I was kind of disappointed that they gave us 2 contour brushes in one box. Now I'm going in with the M4 03. It's a small chisel blush brush. Wow, that was hard to say. And I'm using the, which one am I using? I'm using the Rose Spritz out of the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop palette. And now I'm highlighting with Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop blended together. Now we are starting the eyes, and I'm of course setting everything using my MAC paint pot in the color Painterly. Now we're gonna go in and set everything on the eyelid with the color 13 from the palette. Really like this, is almost my exact skin tone, so it works out perfectly. Now this whole look is going to be using Smolder. The whole eye look revolves around Smolder, and this is actually my first cut crease, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. Here I'm using a small, almost pencil brush to go in and carve out where I want the cut crease to go, and for this, with my hooded eyes, I'm just looking straight forward at first and getting where that hood is, and then I'm just going to keep darkening that shade up. Once I have the intensity where I want it, I take a slightly fluffier brush. I believe it's a Congo brush, maybe, possibly, and I'm just going to blend until I get the amount of smokiness that I want. You wouldn't believe how much I blended. Now with a stiff flat shader brush, I took some more of the Painterly paint pot, and I'm cleaning up the entire eyelid. You want to do this, and that's why I really wasn't paying too much attention with how clean of a line I was doing with the Smolder color from the palette, because I knew I was going to be going in and cutting the crease with that color. Now with the same color that we set our entire eyelid with, that color, or no, I'm sorry, Combust, and I said 13. We did not set our whole eyelid with 13, we set it with Combust. Now we're placing Combust on top of that Painterly paint pot, because if you don't set it, it will transfer, especially with a hooded eye. Now I'm going in with the Morphe M431. This is the last brush that came in this month's box. It's the Precision Pencil Crease brush. I took a little bit of that Smolder color and smoked out the lower lash line. Now this has to be the least favorite of the brushes that I received this month, and I had washed the brushes after receiving them before I used them, and it did not stop this one from shedding and actually getting hair in my eye while I was trying to smoke it out. Not so great. Now I'm going to be using the color High from the palette to highlight my inner corner, and then I'm going to be using 13 now to highlight my brow bone. There we go. After highlighting that, power of editing, both eyes will be done. I have added some liquid eyeliner, and I used the Art Liner by Lancome, and now I'm using another one of the Ipsy products that came in this month's bag. It is the It Cosmetics No Tug Waterproof Gel Eyeliner. And I'm guessing it just is in black. Yep, just in black. I really enjoyed the eyeliner. Here you're going to see me kind of struggle to get it on that eye. It has nothing to do with the actual eyeliner. It was late. My eyesight was starting to go, and I just simply could not see what in the heck I was doing. But I've used it a few times, and I absolutely love it. Now I'm lining my lips with an Ulta dual-ended lip liner in the color Flesh, and then we are going to be finishing off this look with my last Ipsy product. Wow, it takes forever to line my lips. I apologize. So, as I was saying, last Ipsy product is going to be Trust Fund Beauty with a liquid lipstick in the color K buy. It's a very liquidy formula. I love the way it wore. I can't say anything about longevity because right after I got done filming, I took all my makeup off and washed my face, and I promptly went to bed. So that is it for this look, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.